Hi, this is Isabel Castillo from Studio A at the USC Annenberg School. Today we have Keith Demolder. Keith, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. It's a good day. So, Keith was born in Philly. He's 20 years old. He's a junior here at USC studying broadcast journalism. So, Keith, please tell me about your journey to LA and what it was like to move around.
Well, it was a whirlwind for sure. Started out in Philly, lived there for probably like 9 months or something when I was a little baby. Then moved from there to LA and a bunch of different places in California. Then final destination California was San Diego, Carlsbad to be more specific. Lived there for about 2.5 years, and then when I was 4, moved to Georgia. So we lived in this place called Alpharetta. There's me with that horrible haircut, the bowl cut. Um,
I think it's a nice haircut.
I mean, yeah, that's what my mom thought as well. I don't know. It's interesting. That was actually me on Easter picking up little Easter eggs. But yeah, that's really where my childhood was rooted. And you know, then I moved to Chicago, lived there for 4 years, moved back to LA, and lived there for 6 months. Then moved back to San Diego. All in all, 4 different high schools on my journey. So it was a whirlwind, but ended up back in San Diego where it all started. Happy to be back.
That is so awesome. So now, what has gotten you through those hard times where you have been moving around and, experiencing different places with different people that you know nothing of?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really been my family. They say like your family, like family's forever. Your friends may come and go, and there's my family right there. My dad was taking the picture, of course. My sister right there next to me. My brother with the huge smile, and then my mom over on the right. They're your best friends, and
And you on the farthest left with the
yeah,
teeth
yeah, with the clip-on tie as well. So it's
before
come
you
a long
learn how
way.
to do the tie.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, they've been an anchor for sure. Just giving me that moral support to tell me that like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Like we're always gonna be here for you.
Any fun things you did with them that kind of built the bond even stronger?
Well, what comes to mind when you say that is our trips actually cross country. There's a picture of me and my sister. We went to the Grand Canyon actually, and we would, a lot of our summers we spent in the car,
Mm.
and that's where we would make memories. Like listening to songs, listening to Coldplay for hours on end, and talking and cracking jokes with each other. Those were really key moments of my childhood. Was going to different places and just spending time with my parents and my brother and sister.
That's amazing. So, what can you say was kind of like your best friend
Hmm.
through your life? What would you say? Obviously your family, it
Right,
sounds like it.
right.
And what else?
So I would say that like there's been key people in my life, my family and a bunch of different friends, but sports has really been a pillar for me.
Mm.
Ever since I was born, really just grew up watching sports, Cubs, Dodgers, everybody would just. I loved sports. I would watch it every Saturday, play, backyard football, baseball, hockey, you name it.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, going into high school as well, me and my friends, we would watch games. And yeah, here was actually a photo of us on Halloween. My friend Robbie on the left came down, and my buddy Connor on the right of me. He and I actually started a broadcast program every Friday. Every football, every basketball game at our school, we would call it play-by-play via radio, and that was a wonderful experience for sure.
That's amazing. Wow, it's so awesome that you started your career way earlier than obviously me. So, what are some highlights? I know you said you guys started this show in high school.
Hmm.
What were some highlights from then?
Yeah, so we called it the Mav Life Sports Report and Mav Life Sports Radio,
Mhm.
and that was a fantastic experience. Yeah, me and my friend Connor, we would call games. This was actually the photo from our very first game. We played
Wow.
Rancho Bernardo with the Broncos and Tyree Range. He went off on that game, but it was an amazing experience. We're the Mavericks, so I wore the cowboy hat to every game. And a highlight of sorts was one Saturday we went to two CIF championships, and we called them both. We both won them, but it was like we went to UCSD for the first, and then we went out
Mhm.
all the way to El Cajon for the second. So it was a
Wow.
really awesome day.
That is amazing. Yeah, I don't think my mother would let me do any of those things, but definitely. So you've been here at USC for 2 years.
Yep.
You're going on a third.
Hmm.
What have you been doing to get towards your goal, and what can we expect from you in the future?
Wow. So I've been doing a lot for sure. A lot of broadcasting, working with KXSC. But then also last year was a big break for me. I worked with the Prep Pigskin Report, a show down in San Diego, and that was a fantastic experience. There's me with the mic, and I interviewed Seth Larson over on my right, and my camera guy on my left, Mark Chapman. It was a fantastic experience going to games, and looking forward to maybe calling games in the future.
Wow, that is so amazing, Keith. I'm glad you shared your story. I wish nothing but the best of you and for you. And thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Signing off from Studio A at the USC Annenberg School. Thank you for checking in.